So if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know that people in Bluffton, South Carolina and the South Carolina Lowcountry absolutely love golf carts. And today we're going inside Oldtown Golf Cars. We're going to interview the owner and we're going to try to find out a little bit more about why people are so crazy about riding golf carts around here in the South Carolina Lowcountry. So don't go anywhere. We're getting after it right now. Do you want to know everything there is to know about the South Carolina Lowcountry, whether it's Bluffton, Beaufort, Hilton Head Island, or Jasper County? Then subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know about everything happening here. My name is David Simcox, host of this channel and a local realtor. I get calls and emails every day from people just like you looking to make their move, and I absolutely love it. So whether you're moving in 3 days, 3 months, or 3 years, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, or book a Zoom call, all in the description below so I can help you find your Lowcountry lifestyle. Today, I'm in Oldtown Golf Cars, and we're gonna be talking everything about golf cars and golf karting here in the South Carolina Lowcountry. And I'm going to be interviewing the owner, and he is an expert, and I think this is going to be a really fun interview. So stick around because we're getting started right now. All right, so I'm here with Robert, and Robert and his family are actually the owners of Oldtown Golf Cars. So thank you so much for being on camera today, Robert. And you're going to tell us a little bit more about your company and also why people in Bluffton are so crazy about golf carts. So thank you again for being on today. I'm going to flip this camera around just so we can focus on you. So Robert, what are the kind of different kinds of golf carts that you sell here at Oldtown Golf Cars?
Well, the reason we coined the phrase cars, golf cars, as opposed to golf carts is because almost all of the carts, some are used for golf in addition to being used as forms of personal transportation. So really they're what they call, PTVs, personal transportation vehicles. And we sell, and that means of course that all of them, even if they're used for golf, have the many safety features of seat belts all the way around, headlights, bright lights, dim lights, tail lights, turn signals, etc. So a lot of people, you find particularly in places like Sun City and Margaritaville, they get rid of their second car.
Yeah. And
they use the PTVs for transportation to get to the grocery store, to go to the clubhouse, etc. And that's another reason why all of our carts are regulated so that they can go maximum speed of 25 miles an hour.
Okay, so some might be capable of going faster, but you set them at 25.
Well, 25 is really a federal law, and
Okay.
that law is really coming from the carts that are considered LSVs, or low-speed vehicles.
Okay.
All the Tomberlins, for example, that one behind me, these are all low-speed vehicles.
That thing is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
What was the name that you called it earlier? The Palmetto Bluff?
We call it the Palmetto Bluff cart because 90% of our carts go there. But there's a lot of reason for that. Primarily, the main reason is it's got the largest lithium battery in the industry.
Okay.
The battery is a 210 amp, volt battery, and you're going to get approximately 80 hours, or 80 miles, I should say, of driving.
Okay.
On one charge. But the other reason is that they hold the charge for a very long time. So if a lot of the people in Palmetto Bluff are seasonal,
Yep.
this means that with that battery, they fully charge it, disconnect it, don't worry about fires or being, due to an electrical short or anything. The cart is fully charged and turned off.
And what is this brand called?
And they could go away from these. It's a lithium battery, and it's a large lithium battery. They can physically, go away, come back 6 months later, and turn the cart back on.
And this brand is called Tomberlin?
The Tomberlin.
Tomberlin, I'm sorry. And this is kind of, as you mentioned, the creme de la creme. So you don't sell cheap junk here. You sell the good stuff. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely. That includes our second line, which is much more economical.
Okay.
Is the Advanced EV.
Okay.
Advanced EV produces two models. One is the Generation 1 cart, which some of our competitors sell. The Generation 2 cart is much heavier built, much stronger cart, and has a, especially in the suspension, which really affects steering, especially when you get up over 20 miles an hour. You really want that extra suspension support. That Generation 2 cart is exclusive to Advanced EV.
Okay.
And we are the only dealer in the area.
And you said there are places that sell cheaper carts, but one of the issues is you're not going to be able to get it serviced. I mean, they don't sell parts for it, and you guys have your own service center. It's not right here, but it's close by.
Yeah, it's a half a mile from here, and that's where our mechanics are. That's where our fully supplied parts department, and we have another 30 carts stored over there. We have trailers and drivers to pick up and deliver the carts. We don't do. This is a question I get all the time. It's a question about, do you do remote service? Will you come and do it in our garage? And the answer is no, we don't do it. And there's a reason for that. The main reason is that when you do remote service, you're relying on the customer to diagnose the problem.
Right.
When you get there, you find out you don't have the same problem, you don't have the right tools, you don't have the right parts. So we just go and pick it up, bring it back to our shop, and we have all the diagnostic equipment, computers, etc.
So what do you think some of the most popular features that people are looking for in a golf cart? If people come to you, is it the fact that they have 4 seats? Is it the speakers? Is it the Bluetooth? Is it like what are people typically asking for here in this market?
I think reliability.
Okay.
And safety.
Okay.
These are the 2 key points. Now, there are other issues like those who want a dual purpose. They want to use their golf cart for golf, as well as having this 4 seats, and that becomes an issue which we have solved.
Okay.
And that issue, if I could take you around it,
okay,
here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so if you stand back here, you can see this cart is totally set up for 4.
Okay.
And it's got a really nice feature of having an extended roof. So that when people sit here, if it's raining, they're covered. However, if you want to golf, now you got the expense and the issue of, do I attach this thing to protect my clubs, and do I put this thing on here to hold the clubs? Well, in reality, you don't need any of that if you do what we provide is called an Australian golf seat.
Okay.
And what happens with the Australian golf seat is that you still have this 4 passengers, capability, except this piece here gets changed. And so it's on hydraulics, and this whole seat comes up on a 45-degree angle.
Very cool.
That way, your clubs go in this way. So if you have them here, they're going to hit the roof, taking your clubs out. But with it there, it comes out this way.
Very nice.
So you have the benefit of both. You don't have to buy club protectors. You don't have to buy some rack to go on the back.
Are there any other like new trends that are starting to emerge, like new things that people are asking for that you haven't really seen before that's coming on the scene?
That's a good question. One of the issues, as I like to say, is a good news, bad news. The bad news side of it is we've got all this, inexpensive stuff coming on the market, and it's got lithium and stereos and all of this stuff for next to nothing, the prices they're selling for, and they're selling like crazy. The problem is that they don't have the infrastructure. And so we're hearing nightmare stories where people are buying these carts and they got a great deal, but when something breaks, they can't get it fixed because they can't get parts.
So the trend you're seeing is cheap carts coming on the market,
yeah,
but cheap carts that you can't fix.
So that's the hard, that's the part, that's the bad part. But the good news is it put pressure on the really, dependable companies that are providing excellent product and support. and they're bringing their prices down to compete.
So if somebody buys one of these golf cars, as we refer to them, like even these over here, these really beautiful big ones, or some of these other ones, what sort of upgrades can they have, or what can they add on? Can they customize it at all?
Well, we get people that want us to do all kinds of things. For example, they want us to put glow lights underneath, and they have those tied into the Bluetooth sound bar, and so you can drive down the street and the lights are flashing in tune with the music. We do stuff like that. But in reality, back to the good news, if you come over here, what is happening, and as I mentioned, they're starting now to compete and they're bringing the prices down and offering a little more features. So this is a 2025 version.
Okay.
What is standard in the 2025 is a touch screen Bluetooth stereo.
Nice.
But also it is a backup camera.
Okay.
And that's standard. They're also coming with standard advanced EVs lithium battery with a 5-year warranty.
Okay.
So that's some of the good news. You're getting this for the same price as you got, the last year's model, for example.
So if somebody's coming here from, say, New York, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, California, maybe even we've had people move in from places like Dubai, what are the laws and rules they need to be aware of if they buy a golf cart? Where can they ride? What do they have to do? Do they have to wear a seatbelt? Do they need blinkers? Like, what are the most common things to not get themselves in trouble?
First of all, golf carts and the rules for golf carts in Beaufort County, if not most of South Carolina, is that the carts can only be driven on secondary roads that are 35 miles an hour or less.
Okay.
You can cross a major road,
okay,
like 278, for example. If you lived in Belfair, you could drive across to Publix for grocery shopping.
Yep. I met a woman in, I think it was Belfair Berkeley Hall. She had a group of ladies. They all took their golf carts here to Oldtown for her birthday. So.
Yeah, this is true. So the other thing is, you're not allowed to drive your golf cart during nighttime, daylight hours only.
Okay.
And that's not too much of a problem come summer, because it doesn't get dark until 9 o'clock at night. And so you can still get out and go to dinner with your golf cart. But those restrictions do not apply if you're inside a gated community.
Okay.
You can drive 24 hours a day. You also are not allowed to drive more than 4.5 miles from your home.
Okay.
I don't know whether that home means the front gate or whether it means your house, because some of these communities, like Sun City, it might take you 2 miles to get to the gate.
Yeah.
However, the exemption to the rule is a low-speed vehicle like
this one right here.
Yes.
Okay.
This vehicle meets all the requirements, safety requirements to plate up the vehicle.
Put a license plate on it.
Right.
Okay.
The interesting thing, though, is that it used to be an advantage from a tax perspective to buy a low-speed vehicle, because you only had to pay 5% up to a maximum of $500, just like buying an automobile. Two advantages when you buy it is that A, it's not sales tax. It's called IMF, which stands for Infrastructure Maintenance Fee. That is deductible, just like personal property tax.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
However, the rules changed this year, so that if you purchase a golf cart, it is exactly the same as in terms of taxes. It's 5% times the price of the vehicle up to a maximum of $500.
Okay.
Not deductible, because it's sales tax. It is not an IMF fee. The only advantage of putting a plate on the vehicle is that you are able to drive it any length you want, but you still have to restrict it to 35-mile-an-hour streets.
Okay.
However, you can drive it at nighttime.
Nice.
And now it's a car. You got a plate on it. Guess what? You get personal property tax.
Now you got to pay Uncle Sam
every year. But it's interesting, what we do, as we are licensed auto dealers, is we sell a lot of these at Palmetto Bluff.
Yep.
Palmetto Bluff, we register them with the for the DMV, but we don't plate them. Because if you plate them, you're now subject to personal property tax.
Okay.
If you don't plate it, you don't have to pay any sales tax, personal property tax, or tag fees.
But you can still drive it at night.
You're inside the gated community.
Yeah.
So someone says, well, what if I go outside? Why shouldn't they plate it? And say, because why do you want to pay the taxes? And there's nowhere you can go. When you go outside the gate, it's either 40 miles an hour or 55 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So you might as well just restrict yourself to the fact that you're not going to go outside the community. And why subject yourself to taxes?
Now, some neighborhoods have specifications on the colors and things like that. So if you're going to use the golf cart in the neighborhood, or especially on the golf course, you may be restricted to the color, and you may not be allowed to drive something like this
Correct.
On the golf course. So you have worked with some of these neighborhoods, and you kind of can guide people to make sure that what they're buying is compliant for their neighborhood.
Yeah, absolutely. We sell a lot of carts to people who are in certain communities, such as Belfair, it has to be forest green, or in Berkeley Hall, it has to be black, etc. But one of the more interesting ones is that this is the Generation 2 cart, comes with a black roof.
Okay.
We sell a lot of these to the landings in Savannah, and they have to have a white roof. So that's an expense, unfortunately, where we have to take the roof off and take it to a paint shop and get it done, painted white.
So I know you said about 95+% of what you sell here is battery operated, but you will sell a gas powered golf cart. And you said that it's kind of a unique customer that buys a gas powered golf cart more in the rural settings. Is that correct?
Yeah, more like you. You live in a large acreage. And
Yeah.
so people who typically live in a large acreage want gas.
Okay.
And so we might sell a couple a year.
But if people are living in Bluffton or the neighborhoods or even Hilton Head, most likely you're going to recommend that they get a battery powered.
Well, in fact, some of the communities won't allow gas.
Okay.
Because they don't want the noise. In fact, I remember talking to the senior executive at Belfair, who was heading up the golf course.
Okay.
And he was saying that they're switching everything to electric.
Okay.
Yeah, for pollution and I guess for noise.
So if you come down to like Oldtown Bluffton or even any of the community centers in all the neighborhoods, there's so many people out and about on golf carts. Why is that? Why is it so popular? Why do people love riding golf carts when they could just drive a car around?
I don't know. Maybe I'm naive enough to think it's environment.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's part of it.
Because, you're not burning fuel. And typical golf cart's going to give you at least 30 to 35 miles on a charge. That's just with regular batteries.
Yeah.
Of course, the lithium will give you a lot more. And, that's all you need.
I think it's just fun. I don't know. There's
That's
just
a lot
something,
of it, too.
There's just something fun about riding a golf cart around and feeling the wind in your face and, waving at people.
But, you got to keep in mind, and this is where you got to watch for troubles, as you get back to your question about what not to do.
Yeah.
Is you have to have a driver's license.
Yeah. You can't send your kids out driving around Old Town.
No, you cannot.
Yeah. And you can't go out and have a bunch of adult beverages and ride your golf cart around.
It's the same as a car. You can get a DUI on a golf cart just as well as you can your car.
Now, what are some other kind of creative ways that you've seen people use these golf carts? You mentioned to me some security guards are using them in communities. I've seen brides and grooms riding the golf cart up to the wedding party. Are there any other ways that you've seen kind of golf carts used creatively by your customers?
I mean, there probably are. You'd probably ask my son that question. He's the one that designs them, so.
I would think hunting too.
A lot of, back to Palmetto Bluff, a lot of the carts that we have built there or sold, we've put gun racks on.
Yep.
Because they belong to the
shooting club.
We put clay baskets on the front. Lots of different. One customer had a very special boat you know, it was like I guess a canoe kind. And we built special rack on the back that he could then lift the whole thing right up on his roof.
I think
And
maybe
also we put trailer hitches on to pull very light loads. So,
I think there's also like a little bit of a social aspect, like during the festivals and the farmers market and, you know, the Bluffton Seafood Festival, you'll see like thousands of golf carts down here and everybody's just kind of parked together, hanging out, playing music. The kids are playing together. So I feel like maybe there's a bit of like social connection that comes along with being a golf cart owner here in the Lowcountry.
oh, I 100% agree with you, but just walk over here. We purchased this vehicle, which I probably could have sold 100 times. This one here. Yeah, but
Oh my gosh, this thing is so cool.
yeah, and our purpose for buying this cart was to use it for local parades, you know, like the Christmas parade, the Easter parade, that sort of stuff. And also to keep in tune with our image of being in the historic district and Oldtown Golf Cars. So,
And you're the only golf cart dealer here in Oldtown, correct?
yes, we are.
Okay.
Correct.
And do you have any like memorable stories maybe that some of your customers have shared, you know, about their purchase with you or like after they bought their golf cart, ways that they've enjoyed it, you know, ways you brought joy into their life by buying a golf cart from you? Does anything come to mind?
Well, I think that all comes with service.
Yeah.
I mean, we recommend to all of our customers that you know that we offer a very inexpensive service where we will pick your cart up, you know, once a year and bring it back to our shop and do a complete safety service. Check your front end alignment, check all your electrical connections, check your batteries, and then bring it back to you and with any recommendations to fix whatever's broken.
Yeah.
If nothing, at least you know you've got your cart's safe.
So
that's something we offer and recommend you do it once a year.
I think that's a really good service. So Bluffton's changed a lot over the past 20 years. I mean, I just actually filmed a video with some guys that grew up here for a history tour. And, you know, it used to be like 500 people and now it's like close to 30,000. So Bluffton's changing. How do you think golf carting around Bluffton and the Lowcountry is sort of evolving with the changing landscape of Bluffton? And what role do you think golf carting around here is going to play as this area continues to develop and grow and neighborhoods grow?
That's a good question. I never believed that we would sell out of this little shop where we don't have a whole lot of carts because we're restricted strictly to sales. But we sell in this little building here in excess of 150 carts a year.
Wow.
So, yeah. And but again, we have storage for carts over at our shop on Burnt Church Road.
So last question, and I appreciate you so much sharing all your wealth of knowledge with me, but last question, if somebody is thinking about moving here from New York, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, California, maybe from another country, and they want to start thinking about buying a golf cart when they move here, what's your advice for them? And what steps do they need to take to decide what is the right golf cart for them?
My suggestion, and there's a lot of good cart companies out there that sell high quality. Club Car, for example, Easy Go. These are excellent companies, excellent product. Just do your homework. And the most important thing, in my opinion, is that you get a reputable company that has a full service, provision.
They have to be able to service it after the fact.
You've got to be able to get the parts, check their reputation on their ability to do that, and then you won't have any problems. I mean, if anybody's got an issue, we're out there and picking it up and doing it.
Sounds great. Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure meeting you, and thank you for sharing this information and knowledge with me and everybody that watches this channel. And if people want to find out more about you and your family's company, where can they learn more about you? Do you guys have a website we can direct them to?
It's Oldtown Golf Cars.
Cars, like not carts, but
well,
cars.
I think our email address is info@oldtowngolfcar.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the website is oldtowngolfcars.com.
Yes,
Okay, sounds great. Or they can stop by and see you in person.
they can do that.
Thank you so much. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed touring Oldtown Golf Cars. I hope you learned a lot about golf carting here in the South Carolina Lowcountry. And as always, if you want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest happening here, be sure and like, subscribe, and tap that bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know every time we drop a new video. And of course, if I can help you find your Lowcountry lifestyle, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, or book a Zoom call, all in the description below. I hope to meet you in person at some point, but if not, I will at least see you on the next video.